Today we're going to talk about an article that was just recently released on Theta token website under their news section talking about TFuel burning that will be coming to Theta Mainnet 3 at the end of this month. Hey everyone, my name is Jeremy, and if you want to follow along my journey as I build wealth for my family, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. Remember, none of this is intended to be financial advice. It is merely my opinion and speculation. I am merely a guy sitting in front of a computer talking to a camera. Do your own due diligence before you invest in anything. With that said, let's get to it. All right, so this was an article that came out just the other day on Theta's website, and it says Mainnet 3 update, TFuel burning and transaction fee increase. And so what they're saying is as we're going into June 30th release of Mainnet 3, a key protocol extension that will be introduced is TFuel burning, where elite edge nodes will be burning at least 25% of each TFuel payment to the network. In addition to this, network transaction fee and smart contracts fee are also burned, taking these TFuel perpetually out of circulation. And so we know that there is a built-in inflation into TFuel, and that's what's used for processing transactions on the Theta network. Now, part of that will be burned. And what they say is currently the fees on Theta network are near zero, and after the proposed increase would still be sufficiently low and cost-effective for smart contracts and dApps with transaction fees of 0.3 TFuel for send transactions and 20 TFuel to deploy smart contract and 1 TFuel to interact with the smart contract. And so we know that transaction fees right now are like, well, here it shows it right here. Currently, the fee for transactions are 0.000001 TFuel to process a transaction. So after the Mainnet 3 launch, it will be 0.3 TFuel in order to process transactions. So essentially, currently it's free for transactions. It's going to go up to cost about 12 cents for the transactions. And then here it talks about smart contract, and in order to launch smart contract, currently it's 5 TFuel, which is about $1.94 at current prices as of now, or whenever this article was released. Once Mainnet 3 goes into effect, it's going to be 20 TFuel, or about $7.70. And then over here you can see how it compares to Ethereum. So Ethereum to send or process a transaction is $1.49. Smart contracts are $155. That's what's crazy about Ethereum and why TFuel is such a better platform for smart contracts, is because the fees, even with these increased fees, are still significantly lower than Ethereum. Interaction with smart contracts, TFuel, it's 0.25 currently, or about 10 cents at the current value of TFuel, and it's going to go up to 1 TFuel. Which will end up being about 39 cents compared to Ethereum's $14. The other issue or concern that I have is what happens when the price of Theta and TFuel go up. And right now, if we're talking about the proposed fee being 0.3 TFuel, and so let's see what price they're basing this off of. 12 cents divided by 0.3, so a 40-cent TFuel. What happens whenever Theta goes up to $100 and the TFuel to Theta ratio comes into even 10%, 10 to 1, and you're talking about a $10 TFuel price, so then send transactions are going to be $3 per send transaction, which in that case then is actually more expensive than in Ethereum. And if smart contract fees, they're talking about deploying smart contracts 20 TFuel, well, that would be $200 if TFuel goes to $10, which again is more expensive than Ethereum. And if the interaction with smart contract goes to 1 TFuel, then you're talking about a $10 fee to interact with smart contract, which again is in line with Ethereum. So I can understand what they're trying to do. I just have a concern of what happens when the price of Theta and TFuel go up much, much higher, which inevitably it's going to do. And so I'm not sure that this is necessarily the right solution to the problem. I guess time will tell, and you can always, I guess, in future launches reduce those fees. But one of the big things that Theta has always had going for it is that the transaction costs are so low. I mean, you're talking about basically free transactions right now, but by putting it up to 0.3 TFuel, it's no longer anywhere near free. And as the price goes up, obviously the price goes up as well. So I don't know, just another concern. And then it goes into why they are introducing this. It says, while Theta transaction fees increase, they're still 90 to 95% lower than Ethereum's fees. It says the increase will closely align token utility value with the usage of the Theta blockchain. As more smart contracts are deployed, Theta, including video platform rewards and micropayments, NFTs, DeFi, and other dApps, significantly more TFuel will now be burned by usage of the Theta blockchain. And here, this is interesting, I find. It says that the Theta network currently processes about 100,000 transactions per day, with less than 4 being NFT mint. And obviously, that's going to change once their NFT platform launches. And here they say that the NFT drop, NFT marketplace, which is what World Poker Tour has been releasing their NFTs on. They're planning for growth on that. They're also looking to license out that platform to third parties, something such as Autograph. If you haven't seen the video and why I believe that Tom Brady's Autograph company will be launching on Theta, I will put that video up here. You can go check that out. But potentially Autograph or other companies like that could license the Theta Drop marketplace to basically house their own NFT marketplace. Now, they say they forecast the NFT interactions with Theta smart contracts alone will reach 600,000 transactions per day. So right now there's only 100,000 transactions on the Theta network, and they're predicting that it's going to go up to 600,000 just for smart contracts alone, at which point 250 million TFuel will be burned per year, canceling out the majority of the annual TFuel inflation. So that's a good thing. When you look at the price of TFuel, you know, there's a built-in inflation. And as you know, just like our federal government is doing with dollars, as you inject additional currency into the system, well, the value of those goes down. And so essentially what they're proposing is to burn those, which will keep the value essentially the same. The TFuel that will be created through inflation to handle the transactions will essentially be burned at the same time in the process. It'll sort of be a wash. There's another reason that they're doing this. Obviously, we know that TFuel staking is coming to Theta network. That'll be here just a few weeks out on that. It says, since launching Mainnet 1 in spring of 2019, transaction fees have been set low on Theta blockchain when the majority of validator nodes were run by Theta Labs. Now the protocol is quickly approaching full decentralization with the addition of CAA, which as an enterprise validator node. And I did a video on my price prediction for Theta, and I talk about CAA in that. I will link that up here. You can go check that out. And I think that has a little bit to do also with this licensing of their NFT marketplace, with CAA representing a huge list of celebrities in both movie, TV, sports. They can essentially license that whole Theta Drop platform to launch NFTs for their talent. Down here also, while this is positive for Theta protocol as a whole, a decentralized network can become more vulnerable to certain attacks than one with some centralized controls. And so specifically they talk down here about how Ethereum was hacked, has become Ethereum Classic now. It says specifically an attack spamming small transactions could flood the network and slow or even halt block production. Think of it like a distributed denial of service attack, how some of these hackers will basically shut down websites by just bombarding them with requests. And so what Theta is trying to do is basically prevent that by increasing the cost of those transactions. So right now, since Theta transactions are essentially free, it really wouldn't cost somebody who wanted to do harm to the network by just flooding it with essentially jump transactions and just overwhelm the network. So here it says that specifically an attack spamming small transactions could flood the network, slow or even halt. The best way to prevent these flood spam attacks is by a moderate increase in the gas fee on the Theta protocol. This keeps the fees far lower than Bitcoin or Ethereum, but high enough to make it costly to attempt an attack. And so that's the other piece of this. So not only did they create a wash in the TFuel inflation by burning TFuel, but they also, by increasing those fees, they make it cost prohibitive for somebody to try to hack the network or bring the network down by just flooding it with junk transactions, because to do that it will cost them significantly more. Right now, if we look back on this, transaction fees are essentially free now. It'll cost them 12 cents per fee. So let's say that it's 100,000 transactions right now per day. So essentially they could dump 100,000 transactions on the network right now and potentially bog it down. But if they were to do that with the increased fees, it would cost them a minimum of $12,000, which makes it much more cost prohibitive to try to perform some sort of attack like that. So listen, if you like this video, please like it, share it with somebody who might want to see it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, consider joining the Patreon and supporting the channel. Big thank you to the patrons listed below that have helped support the channel. I got a video starting over here about what my price prediction is for June of 2021. Go check that video out. I'll see you over there.